the human instinct is always made in a way that it will always tend to favor the weaker side. An example is unless you are a Manchester United fan, and today Manchester United, for example, is playing with a team called Fulham, there is an higher tendency of you supporting Fulham. Even in the political world, that is the same scenario. In 2013, President Ruto and former President Uhuru Kenyatta were facing charges in ICC. They appeared a weaker side and they received the public sympathy and won that elections with good numbers against Raila Odinga, who was then coming out of the Nusu Mkate government. In 2022 general election, President William Samoei Ruto appeared as the weaker side, joined with the public and said and tried to show I was being humiliated by the government. And the human instincts at that time worked in his favor and he won the 2022 general election. So, in politics, once there is that tendency of people perceiving you as to be that weaker link, they automatically tend to give you some sympathy and then henceforth supporting you. Rigathi Gachagau was the other day impeached from his position as the deputy president. Today is the most popular person in the Mount Kenya region, and even a lot of Kenyans in Kenya at large are supporting his ambitions. Ladies and gentlemen, today I want to focus this analysis on this coalition, these looming people who are now, as per the 2027 general election, perceived as the weaker link. With the human instincts, with the Kenyans' instincts, with the common mwananchi instincts, support these people? Will they deliver a presidency against President William Samoei Ruto? So that's what we want to look into. And this coalition, as you see it, as people from almost every part of Kenya who have previously stood with the common mwananchi and have given their stand that they are no longer going to support President Ruto. Let me start with these two young leaders who are very cherished in the Republic of Kenya. That's Edwin Sifuna and BABU OWINO. These are ODM parliamentarians, and they have laid their stand strong that if ODM is going to align itself with UDA, then they are no longer going to be part of that alignment. And yesterday I shared with you my video that said that BABU OWINO saying that there is no chance or there is no way he can support President Ruto's 2027 ambition. So Edwin Sifuna's obvious has also come out to make his claim. He will be out, BABU OWINO will be out. These are young leaders who are followed by good numbers, and they can deliver some numbers to this coalition. Now let me go to the Mount Kenya region. We have Martha Karua and we have Rigathi Gachagau. And also we can see the picture of former President Uhuru Kenyatta in this coalition. Yes, Uhuru Kenyatta, Rigathi Gachagau and Martha Karua, will they deliver numbers to this coalition? Absolutely yes. Rigathi Gachagau mostly being viewed as the weaker link who was sabotaged by government and betrayed. A lot of people from the Mount Kenya region are going to be showing very high level of sympathy towards him. They have started listening to him, and when he gives directions and when he makes a party for them, they are going to absolutely follow his lead. So the voter-rich Mount Kenya is packed behind this coalition. Then we go to the western part of the Kenya. The second largest population of the country is from the western region of Kenya. NATEMBEYA, will he bring numbers to this coalition? NATEMBEYA's popularity is growing day in, day out. And the major reason being that the promises that Wetangula and Musalia delivered, promised the people of Western to deliver, haven't been fulfilled. And come 2027, they will be asking those questions. while NATEMBEYA's Tawe movement is growing, if he will be aligning in this coalition, then he is going to have a huge following behind him. Secondly, the ANC party of Mudavadi was merged with UDA. It's no longer in existence. So people of Western region perceive that did not take that lightly and did not like the move of that party being merged with UDA. If you ask me, if an election was held today and NATEMBEYA gave direction and Moses Wetangula gave direction, a lot of people will absolutely follow NATEMBEYA from the Western region. So if NATEMBEYA is in that coalition, Western votes are at least considered in that election. We go to the Kisii people of the Great Nyanza region. Gusii is entirely packed behind FRED MATIANGI. In fact, they claim that FRED MATIANGI is going to be the presidential flag bearer of this coalition. Kisii have up to 1.5 million votes. And come 2027, they are going to give these votes to their own son. Like they gave during the times of Nyachae, they are going to give these votes absolutely to none other than Fred Okengo Matiangi. So, Fred Okengo Matiangi has already consolidated the Gusii region. And if he's going to get the ticket of this coalition, then well and good. The Kisii will even vote much about or into this coalition. Ladies and gentlemen, what's your option or what's your opinion about this coalition? But at the end of the day, the biggest challenge of this coalition, the biggest question that they'll have to tackle is the power sharing formula. Who do you think is the best presidential candidate of this coalition? Is it FRED MATIANGI? Is it RIGATHI GACHAGAU? Is it KALONZO Musyoka? Is it NATEMBEYA? Who do you think suits most to be the presidential flag bearer of this coalition? And what are the repercussions? Will this coalition stand to be united at the end of the day? And President Ruto knows that that is their biggest weakness. Uniting in terms of power sharing. It's almost nearer to impossible. You give Matiangi the presidential ticket, Kalonzo Musyoka will not stand in this coalition. Will he? Kalonzo Musyoka has been a running mate of Raila Odinga for almost 2 times. He's a former vice president. Are you going to give FRED MATIANGI the presidential flag bearer position and leave Kalonzo Musyoka? Then Kalonzo Musyoka won't stand. Okay, you give Kalonzo Musyoka the presidential flag bearer of this coalition. Will Matiangi and the Gusii region support it? What will Matiangi be in this coalition? Will he be the running mate? If you give Matiangi the running mate of this coalition, the voter-rich Mount Kenya region is left out. You have a presidential candidate from the Kamba region, a running mate from the Gusii region. The people of the Mount Kenya region will be asking a lot of questions. All right, let's do away with FRED MATIANGI. We give Kalonzo the running mate of this coalition. RIGATHI GACHAGAU the running mate, Kalonzo the president, RIGATHI the running mate. Matiangi runs independently as the presidential candidate and takes NATEMBEYA as his running mate. So the power sharing formula is the biggest trouble for this coalition. Will they manage to agree? Will they manage to swallow down their ambitions? If they swallow down their ambitions, will their people, will their supporters from their community agree to the power sharing formula that will have been reached on the table? It's something that we'll be seeing how it will be unfolding. But as for me, this is the biggest trouble of this coalition, the power sharing formula. After all, if they find a solution of agreeing on how they're going to share these positions, President Ruto will not survive. They will win early in the morning. 6 million votes from the Mount Kenya region, 2 million votes from the Kambani region, 1 million from the Gusii region, 3 million from the Western region. Babu Owino and Edwin Sifuna are carrying the youth votes for this coalition. And this coalition, as I started, is perceived as the weaker link. Like 2013 President Uhuru and is running mate Ruto. In 2022 President Ruto as the weaker link. Right now Rigathi Gachagau impeached, seeming the weaker link. This coalition also will be perceived as the weaker link, and they will receive the public sympathy. And as for me, if they agree on how they are going to share power in this coalition, they are going to win the election. But who is the biggest trouble of this coalition? Kalonzo Musyoka. If President Ruto reached out to Kalonzo Musyoka and promises to work with him, in exchange he supports his ambition in the 2022 general election, won't it be a good deal for Kalonzo Musyoka? In any case, Kalonzo Musyoka is not the presidential candidate of this coalition. President Ruto will make him some big position, some big in charge of the cabinet, the position of Musalia Mudavadi, and also sign a MOU to work with him or to support his ambitions for presidency come 2032. Because if Ruto wins, then he won't be running the 2022 general election. Won't Kalonzo Musyoka buy that? There are a lot of questions to be tackled in this coalition. We'll be waiting, but always remember to subscribe to this channel, ladies and gentlemen, so that when I'm doing such videos, you are always notified. And thank you for being part of this channel. Have a nice day. Stay safe whenever you are.